Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Sells, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Services. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to our campus and to the opening convocation for Middle Tennessee State University. This is the 21st year we have started the academic year by gathering together in this way. It is my special pleasure to welcome both our newest transfer students as well as all the members of the entering freshman class of 2026. Let's give them all a round of applause. For many of you, this will be your first experience with a formal academic convocation. And so I want to start today by giving you a little preview of what's about to happen and what it all means. In just a few minutes, our convocation will begin with a processional of the academic deans, faculty representatives, and senior executives of the university. Leading the march will be faculty members who are carrying the banners designating each of the academic colleges within the university. As you choose your major and your college, you will be choosing one of these banners that you will rally behind when you become a part of this procession at your graduation. Now, one of the first things you'll notice about the processional is that the faculty and many of the administrators are wearing their academic robes. The wearing of academic robes goes back to the 12th century, but nowadays, faculty do not wear this regalia very often. We wear our academic regalia today to honor and welcome you, our newest students. In most cases, you will not see this again until your graduation, when you will join us in wearing your own academic robe as a part of this tradition. After the banners are carried in and the faculty process into the arena, you will notice that a faculty member will be carrying the university's mace down the aisle ahead of our president. The mace, which is sort of a heavy club once used in battle, reminds us of the power of learning that is the enduring tradition and responsibility of the university. Following the mace carrier will be our president, and you will see that he is wearing a very special necklace, the chain of office, which symbolizes his authority as the leader of our university. Both the mace and the chain of office were crafted by our art faculty and are unique symbols of the power and the strength of MTSU. Today marks a great transition in your life. So perhaps the most important symbol that we will share today is simply your presence here and the presence of those who are here to welcome and support you. Your presence here today is symbolic of your voluntary decision to move from the community in which you have spent your life up till now to this new community of learners, which is Middle Tennessee State University. Today marks the formal transition from where you have been to where you are going. And some music. That's very nice. That was a nice little interlude. Your family and other supporters are present to witness this major milestone in your life. And the presence of the faculty, administrators, and returning students who have joined us is symbolic of our commitment to your success. So let me make this clear. All of what you are about to see is for you, the newest members of the academic community that is Middle Tennessee State University. You represent what we are all about as an institution. You are the reason all of this is happening. Welcome to MTSU. Today, you will take the True Blue Pledge, and today, you will become one of us. And so now we will begin. I would ask that all the members of the audience join me in welcoming the faculty and administrators of MTSU. Please rise for the procession, and then please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Will all gentlemen please remove their hats as we remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. It is customary for us to observe a moment of silence at this point in our program. In the 12 months since we last opened for the academic year, the lives of 6 currently enrolled students were cut tragically short. In addition, one young person who is planning to join us as a part of this newest class is also sadly not here with us today. Whether new or continuing, each of these students was an important and vital member of this community. Each of these students had plans for their future and for their friends and for their work and for their families, plans carefully made that will now go unfulfilled. In this moment of silence, I would ask you to think about your tremendous good fortune in being here today and about the opportunities you will now have that others will not. There's great wisdom in the saying, "To whom much is given, much is expected." Please join me in a moment of gratitude and silent reflection. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Sidney A. McPhee, the 10th president of Middle Tennessee State University. Now in his 22nd year, President McPhee continues to lead the university with vision, energy, and an unwavering optimism for the future of the university. Since his arrival, MTSU has been successful in raising admission standards, which has resulted in an increase in enrollment of high-ability students like you. Under Dr. McPhee's leadership, we have emerged as the #1 choice in the state of Tennessee for the enrollment of student veterans, for the enrollment of adult students, and for the enrollment of transfer students. President McPhee has overseen the addition of 50 new undergraduate and graduate degree programs, 2 new colleges, and 20 new institutes and centers. And the university, under his leadership, has been successful in completing more than $1 billion in improvements in academic, athletic, and campus facilities. In every way, President McPhee continually urges this institution forward to be the very best that it can be. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present to you President Sidney A. McPhee.
Thank you, Dr. Sells, and good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome each of you to the Fall 2022 University Conference. Please join me in thanking Dr. Cornish and the members of the Band of Blue for the wonderful processional piece they played. We are truly fortunate to have one of the best bands in the country. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to offer special greetings to our incoming first-time freshmen and transfer students and the family members and friends who are here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 111th year of educating students at our institution. Today begins one of the most exciting times of the year on our campus. Beginnings are always very special, but today, this convocation celebrates and honors our newest students. At this time, I would like that all of our new freshmen and transfer students, would you stand and let us give you a warm, true blue welcome to MTSU. Congratulations, you may be seated. This day also marks the beginning of many significant new relationships for you as new entering students. You will meet individuals who may literally change your life. One of the important relationships you will develop during your stay here is with the people sitting in front of me, representatives of the faculty and academic leaders at this institution. So when we talk about welcoming you to the community of scholars, these are the people who lead that community. And now I will ask our deans and faculty representatives to stand as I introduce each college. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. First, Dean Greg Van Patten, accompanied by the faculty representatives from the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. Interim Dean Barbara Turnage, accompanied by the faculty representative of the College of Behavioral and Health Science. Yes, please remain standing. Dr. John Weil, representing the University Honors College. Dean Kathleen Schmann, accompanied by the faculty representative from the Walker Library. Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate College, Dr. David Butler. Dean David Urban, accompanied by the faculty representatives from the Jennings A. Jones College of Business. Interim Dean Rick Van Osdale, accompanied by the faculty representative from the College of Education. Dean Leah Lyons, accompanied by the faculty represented by the College of Liberal Arts. And Dean Beverly Keel, accompanied by the faculty represented from the College of Media and Entertainment. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Seated. Now, the university officials who are sitting on this stage are also here to demonstrate their commitment to your success. These individuals are key administrators of the university, and it is their job to coordinate the resources of the institution so that the faculty and staff can concentrate their time and energy on the most important task of the university, which is the education of our students. So let me take just a moment to introduce them to you. I will ask them to stand as I call their names, and again, please hold your applause until everyone on the platform has been introduced. Dr. Mark Burns, Provost and Chief Academic Officer. Ms. Yvette Clark, Interim Vice President for Information Technology and Chief Information Officer. Ms. Kathy Thurman, Associate Vice President of Business and Finance. Mr. Joe Bales, Vice President for University Advancement. Mr. Andrew Oppman, Vice President for Marketing and Communications. And you have already met Dr. Deborah Sells, Vice President for Student Affairs and Vice Provost for Enrollment and Academic Services. Let's give our Provost and Dean and Dr. Richard Sluter. One more Dean, Dr. Richard Sluter, Vice Provost for Student Success and Dean of the University College. Let's give him a round of applause. We also have Professor Stephen Salter from the Jones College of Business and our Faculty Senate President for 22-23 academic year. Professor Salter. And Ms. Jada Powell, the 2022-23 Student Government President of this great university. And he'll be introduced later, but let's give a warm welcome to our speaker, Mr. Andrew Forsyth, our speaker and author of the book. Thank you. At this time, I would also like to recognize all of the guests in the President's Special Seating area. First, we have Trustee Tom Boyd, trustee of this great university. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies. Also, we have with us Andrew, who is the trustee of our students. Let's give him, our student trustee, a round of applause. And retired Lieutenant General Keith Huber, our university senior advisor for Veterans and Leadership Initiative, 3-star general. Mr. James Floyd, University Legal Counsel and Secretary to the Board. Dr. Monica Smith, Assistant to the President for Community Engagement and Inclusion. And last but certainly not least, the First Lady of MTSU, my wife of 42 years, Elizabeth McPhee. Thank you. Each year, we invite a local high school student and our incoming freshmen to write our essay contest practicing critical thinking and communication skills that will serve them well at this university. Our committee read and select one winner from among our freshmen and one from the high school writers. The submissions, ladies and gentlemen, are superb, showing deep thoughts as they reacted to the book, Walking to Listen. I'd like to thank all those who participated and engaged with the university in this way. And I'm pleased to announce that we have two winners of our essay contest, one high school student and one incoming freshman. Trevor Collins, a rising senior at Smyrna High, he's in section O. Trevor, would you stand and let us congratulate you for your great accomplishment. And the second is Thomas Edwards, incoming freshman of video and film production major. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, both of these individuals will receive a $500 scholarship for their excellence. It is now my pleasure to welcome the President of the University Faculty Senate, Professor Stephen Salter, to bring greetings on behalf of the faculty. Professor Salter.
Well, welcome. On behalf of the 962 faculty and librarians who work at MTSU and who are represented by the Faculty Senate, I welcome you. Also, as someone who has attended 3 universities in 3 different countries, worked in 5 universities, and paid over $300,000 of tuition to 4 others for my 2 lovely daughters, I welcome you. I can tell you that MTSU represents an exceptional learning environment. And it bothers me deeply as an accountant that I actually shelled out that money, because MTSU represents incomparable value for money, and I missed it, but you didn't. Congratulations. Your faculty care deeply about your success. I've never seen a faculty that talks more or does more about ensuring that students make it through, whether it takes you, as we hope, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Let's leave it at 6 years. As we speak, many of the faculty who I spoke to today are putting the last-minute touches to many of the tools they will use starting next week. And these range from TikTok videos to Excel tables. And if you don't know what Excel is, you surely will. So use the next 4 years to draw on this incredible resource that we are providing you. Build your learning and build your personal network, starting by reaching across to the student next to you and saying, "Hi, my name is Johan. How are you doing today? Would you be part of my network?" And in your spare time, please have a little fun, measured fun, but fun nonetheless. As my wife would always say to me as I made it through my 3 degrees, don't do anything that your mother wouldn't have approved of. And if you do, don't do anything I wouldn't approve of, because in this state, you'll be in penury. I'm joking. We've been married for 42 years, so. Finalmente, desde mi familia hispana, mi esposa y mis niñas, felicidades y bienvenidos a tu nuevo hogar. From my family, I welcome you, the members of the Hispanic diaspora, who are the latest members of the MTSU family, and like everyone else from MTSU, they are welcome, and they're going to have one hell of a ride. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Professor Salter. Next, Ms. Jada Powell, President of the 22-23 Student Government Association, will welcome you on behalf of our student body. Jada.
Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome each and every one of you all to our convocation ceremony. It is such an honor to have you here, and I look forward to working with you all as we progress into the year. Please give me 1 second, and thank you for your patience. Greetings, faculty, staff, parents, students, and the class of 2026. It is a pleasure to serve as your 92nd Student Government Association President here at Middle Tennessee State University. Just 4 years ago, I was sitting right where you are now. In reflecting my collegiate journey, I want to share a few important lessons that I've learned along the way, and I hope these will shape your journey as well. First off, go to class. You are here for a degree. You and your families are investing a significant amount of funds so that you can reach that milestone. Almost everything that you learn in the classroom will be valuable information to set you up for success in your future career. When you go to class, don't just sit there. I want you all to interact and engage with your professors and your classmates as well. You never know which professor may write you that letter of recommendation that lands you that dream job. Secondly, get involved. If you thought coming to college was just going to class and going back to your apartment or dorm, you're completely wrong. It's not that. To make it through the inevitable rough spots that come with every collegiate journey, You need to make friends and find people who will have your back. Attend as many events offered by campus and join a student organization or two. During the fall semester, I want you all to attend at least 4 Connection Point events. Involvement is the key to having a sense of belonging here at MTSU. Thirdly, choose your friends wisely. Now I know I just said get involved and go out and meet new people, but I want you all to use discernment. Discernment is the ability to judge well. Select your friends carefully. You can build wonderful and lifelong friendships while at MTSU, but surround yourself with people who have the best interests at heart for you. Fourthly, keep up with your family. Keep in contact with your family and parents back home. They will love and miss you, trust me, I know. Not just your parents, but your brothers and sisters too. I know you're gonna get caught up in the college life because I did as well, but do not forget about the ones who made it possible. Make a commitment to connect with them on a regular basis. And last but not least, take time out for yourself. Find that one thing that you do every week just so you can do it. That may mean going to the rec center and playing basketball, or going to a yoga course if you're like me, or going to worship service, or whatever it takes to help you relieve some stress. Eat well at the farmer's market, and make sure you get enough sleep. If you don't take care of yourself, no one else will. As I conclude, I want you all to imagine MTSU as your own little city. Almost everything you need to succeed and become a part of this great community is right here on campus, in your own little city. First, think of the academic classroom buildings as your place of work, and take your classes seriously as if it was your first career employment. Go visit the faculty in their office hours, just like you would meet your boss on a weekly basis. If you need help with writing a big term paper, go to the University Writing Center. Trust me, that will help you out. Or if you need assistance with resume building because you have a big interview coming up, go to the Career Development Center. Make use of the Student Health Clinic, Tutoring Center, Library, and the Computer Lab, as they will be a great success for you. There are an abundance of resources available to you right here on campus in your own little city that can contribute to your success. Those resources represent the commitment that MTSU makes for your success. The True Blue Pledge outlines the commitment we as students make as a member of this new community here at MTSU. Please stand with me, all incoming freshmen and transfer students. Rise. And go to the last page of the program, and we will recite the True Blue Pledge. All right. I am True Blue. As a member of this diverse community, I am a valuable contributor to its progress and success. I am engaged in the life of this community. I am a recipient and a giver. I am a listener and a speaker. I am honest in word and deed. I am committed to reason, not violence. I am a learner, now and forever. I am a Blue Raider. True Blue. Thank you all. Have a great year.
Thank you, Jada. And now it is my pleasure to make one last introduction. Today marks the 21st year we have held this university convocation and engage our entering students and their families in our summer reading program. The practice of sharing a book over summer is intended to demonstrate our mutual commitment to discussing the important topics of our nation and the world as part of our academic community. This year, the university has chosen as its summer readings the selection memoir, quote, Walking to Listen, 4,000 Miles Across America, One Story at a Time, end of quote. The book authors, who are speaker today, Andrew Forstoffel, was 23 years old when a new college graduate, he left his home in Pennsylvania carrying a cardboard sign that said, Walking to Listen. He took with him just a backpack, an audio recorder, and 3 of his favorite books. His hope was that by listening to the people he met along the way, he would be able to figure out what he was meant to do with his life and how he could find purpose and meaning. As we now know from having read the book together, Andrew walked for 11 months. He left Pennsylvania and headed south to the Gulf Coast, and then walked across the southern half of America all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Along the way, he met with suspicion, kindness, prejudice, and generosity. He learned from all of it. I think that's what I identify most in the book, that by opening himself up to the experiences and the relationships that were sometimes wonderful and sometimes awful, he found that he could learn from all of it. That sounds a lot like a college education to me. Dr. Sells has been sharing with me some of what our students have written about Walking to Listen in the class of 2026 Facebook page. I know that the characters you met through Andrew's interview and description touched many of you deeply, and I know you're excited to hear more. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure for me to introduce and give a warm MTSU welcome to our speaker, Andrew Forstoffel.
Welcome. Welcome, class of 2026, and thank you. Thank you for being here at MTSU, yes, but also just in this life which is so beautiful and so painful too. Thank you for trusting that there is indeed beauty to be made from the pain, and for whatever ways you cannot trust this, for those moments of desperation and storm-dark doubt of why am I doing this and what's the point of it all? Thank you for that too. The whole human being of you is what I'm here for. What if every part of you belonged here at this convocation? That part of you over there, huddling in a lonely corner of your mind, terrified to be in this new place with all these new people. What if she belongs here? And that guy inside you who's kind of controlling, who's just trying to be sure you make friends, what if he has something important to teach you? Something you'll need during this 4-year rite of passage that you're embarking upon today. I contain multitudes, Walt Whitman wrote. If you're like me, there's a shy one in your multitude who's very tender, and a brash one. There's a guarded one, and a foolish one, and even a cruel one. And what if they all have something to teach us? What if they all belong? So, when I say welcome, I endeavor to really mean it. We need all of who you are, in order for this education thing to work. Nothing less than the whole you will do. Because if every one of us, and if every part of every one of us isn't welcome, then how can we learn anything at all about who we really are and who we can become together? This is, after all, the deeper journey of our education as humans, is it not? To encounter more and more of who we really are as our lives trigger us and challenge us. To reckon with what we find there. To learn somehow to accept and even to love all of what we find inside ourselves, all of who we are. To learn somehow to accept and even to love all of what we find inside ourselves, all of who we are. So who are we? Who are you? I don't know any of you personally, but if you are indeed a human, then I do know one thing about you, and that is this, that you are not just a human being, you are also a human becoming. And what you are becoming, what you will discover about yourself next year or tomorrow or in the very next moment, this is entirely unknown to you. We are mysteries to ourselves, we humans. Who we really are is a question that every one of us is living. Allow me to suggest that it is this question which has brought you to the gates of MTSU, where you stand now at the threshold of transformation. This painful, beautiful question: who am I? It wasn't until the end of college, for me, that I realized I had been asking this question all along. Who am I? As graduation approached, I was scared to admit that I didn't know. How embarrassing to still not know who I am. Everyone else seemed to know. Charlotte was going to med school. Danny had a job with a famous consulting firm. Chloe was working for TED, and Lois was writing for The Atlantic. I didn't know what I wanted to do next. And I couldn't stomach the idea of doing more school just because I didn't know what else to do. Some of you have read my book, so you know that I started to wonder, what if I could just let myself not know? Where would that take me if I was honest and open about my uncertainties? What if I slowed down? What if I just started walking and listening? About a year later, after graduation, I was walking through the Mojave Desert in the middle of August, approaching Death Valley. I didn't want to walk across Death Valley in the middle of August. That had not been a part of my plan when I decided to walk out my mom's back door near Philadelphia with a backpack and a sign that said, "Walking to Listen." Walking across America had seemed like a great idea then. On that day, day one, my convocation, I knew it would be dangerous, but not Death Valley dangerous. At that point, the thing that scared me most was the thought of walking on highways and the question of where I would sleep at night. And then, of course, there was always the question of people. Every American knows what Americans are capable of doing to each other. What would they do to me when I was alone, on the road, far from home? I had met some frightening people on the road to Death Valley, but even the most terrifying person has a story, a chain of events that made them that way. I began to find on my walk, as you might begin to find on yours, that if someone felt safe enough to trust me, and if I felt open enough to listen to them, they might risk sharing some of the stories that made them who they are. Like that white guy outside New Orleans who started cursing at me from his front porch when I told him I was from Pennsylvania. An effing Yankee, he called me. I didn't shout back. Instead, I started listening for his humanity. Where is it? I said to him, without saying a word, I don't believe that you're the monster you're pretending to be. Who are you really? The guy must have felt me trying to find him, because when I turned to leave after he kept shouting, he said, "Hey, wait." I turned back. "Yeah? Do you like beer?" He goes. "Yeah," I said. "You want one?" "Sure," I said. Maybe an hour later, I was still in his kitchen, listening to him. It was difficult work, because he had some monstrous stories to share about people he had beaten up and opinions on race and politics that were quite triggering to me. It was almost like he wanted me to hate him. Maybe he was testing me to see if I could remain open to him somehow. Finally, he told me that not long ago, his son had died, a young man who would have been about my age. And suddenly, the clouds of this man's unprocessed pain parted, and I could see him, a heartbroken man, a lonely man, a man secretly hoping to be respected and accepted and maybe even loved. There are so many ways to hide our secret humanity, and so many good reasons to hide it. Because our humanity is our vulnerability. And the vulnerability in ourselves is not something we are taught to cherish and to dignify. I'll say it again. Our humanity is our vulnerability. And the vulnerability in ourselves is not something we are taught to cherish and to dignify. We learn instead to be ashamed of who we really are and to hide behind our opinions or our anger or our achievements. Much more convenient to ignore your struggles than to feel them and to share them. Feeling and sharing who you really are, the humanity of what you're really going through right now in your life, this tends to be an extracurricular activity that nobody wants to sign up for. Or something we take care of with a therapist when our avoidance begins to create problems for us. Our humanity is painful and unspeakably, unreasonably beautiful. The pain of it, we fear, might overwhelm us if we were to actually feel it. And the beauty, if we really saw it, might demand that we make changes in our lives to account for it. And so, we avoid that pesky extracurricular activity of feeling and sharing who we really are. We build identities around that avoidance, build a career around it, a marriage around it, an entire culture around it. Anything, including college itself, can become a way of avoiding a personal confrontation with the most essential subject of your studies. And that subject, my friends, is you. So, who are you, really? What are you going through, actually? Who do you love? How do you love? What are the stories that broke you open? What's the thing that's keeping you shut down? Tell me about your beauty and the pain it once was before you started caring for that pain. Tell me about that pain you don't want to care for anymore. The pain you're afraid might never go away. What could college become? What could college become if every person you saw was your teacher, here to teach you about their humanity? What if it was your primary job as a student to listen to them, to earn their trust, that they might feel safe and empowered to share themselves with you? How would college change if you were really willing to listen to yourself, and if you risked communicating what you hear in there? It's a rite of passage you are beginning today. Having been through a few myself, I can say with some certainty that it's the difficult ones that are the most transformative. My parents' divorce, for instance. I would never wish that pain upon anybody, and yet it was that pain at 15 years old which began to open me up to the deeper currents of myself, the grief, the rage, the slow and tender and delicate work of healing. Ah, so this is what it is to be human. This is my humanity. Ouch. And wow. College, too, was a difficult rite of passage for me. More difficult in some ways than walking across America. I was lonely. Here I was, surrounded every day by thousands of people, but did anyone really know me? And what was actually going on in the hidden hearts of my rugby teammates and my a cappella brothers? Had anyone else's parents got divorced? I didn't know. Was anyone else feeling lonely, without a place to share the truths inside them? Didn't seem like it. Who were these people I was sitting next to in class? Who was Charlotte and Danny and Chloe and Lois? We were learning things, sure, but it was strange to me and eventually quite painful to realize that the subject of our lives seemed to be irrelevant from the academic curriculum. And it was the curriculum we were there for, wasn't it? Why were we there again? Why was I doing this? The same question hit me again in the Mojave Desert. Why am I doing this? A man had died on the salt flats of Death Valley just a week before I got there. He had gone out for a hike without enough water, just a few miles. I was planning to walk about 90 miles through that heat. But why? Nobody was making me do this. Well, why are you saying yes to college? No one's making you do it. Your parents might want you to. Your society might urge you to, but no one can make you do anything at this point. At this point, you are responsible for what you say yes to. Why do we say yes to those experiences that have the power to wound us or even to push us past our mortal edge? I think we say yes because these experiences, these journeys, have the power to transform us. And this is what we are here to do, to transform. We are not meant to live our whole lives as the same person. We are meant to die again and again into an ever more authentic expression of our own self-understanding. We are meant to die again and again into an ever more authentic expression of our own self-understanding. But you know this. You're not a stranger to transformation. You have died before. You died to your childhood to become an adolescent. How did you die? Maybe your parents got divorced, like mine did. Or maybe you moved to a new town or emigrated to a new country. What was that like? Maybe your sister passed away or your brother was killed. Maybe you realized you're not the gender they gave you at birth or not the heterosexual being your parents wanted you to be. Maybe it was the first time a white person called you a racist slur, or the first time a man ignored your boundaries. Maybe it was the first time as a man that you were shamed for crying. When did you die to your childhood? See, you've been on a journey, and you've already died one of your deaths before, and today marks the beginning of another one. The adolescent of you will not survive this passage into adulthood. You are stepping into an unknown world with a group of complete strangers to render yourselves vulnerable to a series of experiences that will transform you into you know not what. The adult who only you can be, who your world so desperately needs and longs for. And I'm not just talking about your classes. I'm talking about living with a complete stranger who's going through their own emotions and beliefs and traumas. I'm talking about your insecurities, the part of you that believes you might not be enough or might not belong. I'm talking about your sexuality and the sexuality of the people surrounding you. I'm talking about parties and shadows and the many opportunities you're going to have to either be true to yourself or to follow someone else's ideas and desires. See, this is a very serious thing you are about to do. So I speak about it in terms that match its seriousness. I speak about death and the rebirth that death makes possible. I speak about pain and the beauty that pain can forge within us, not to scare you, but to honor you, to see you off with the oblations of respect due to those who stand at the threshold of transformation, you. So, it may be true that if only we slow down in the mind and take one step at a time, we can walk through the most hellish ordeals and survive with the proper humility to tell the tale. It may be true that if only we slow down in the mind and take one step at a time, we can walk through the most hellish and the most beautiful ordeals and survive with the proper humility to tell the tale. I walked at night through Death Valley. I slept during the day, or I tried to, but it's hard to sleep when it's 120 degrees out. In the dark, when I was walking, the Perseid meteor shower hurled darts of light across the pitch black sky, and it was so silent all around me. I'd never heard anything like it. Thousands of feet down, down, down into the valley, and then far across the barren plains, and then up and up and up again, thousands of feet back into the less mortal heat of the regular old Mojave Desert. What happened to me in Death Valley is not something anyone else will ever be able to know. So too with your trek into adulthood at MTSU. You and only you will ever know who you are. We might catch glimpses of you, of your beauty, and the pain that helped you make that beauty, but only you will ever see the full-blown glory of who you are. Or will you? Will you see it? Can you see it now? Can you feel it? I can't see it or feel it for you. Nobody can. That's on you. And it's here already. It's happening now. You don't need a college degree to be the beauty that you are. And so, my friends, as you earn this college degree, I urge you to earn the ability also to behold all of yourself, the beauty of you, and to earn the right to behold the beauty of each other too. Without that, what's a college degree worth? Without that, what's anything worth? So, what would change if you as a class, the class of 2026, committed to seeing and respecting and celebrating the multitudes within you? What would happen if you let your humanity lead? If you knew that there is indeed beauty to be made from the pain, and that you are indeed strong enough and clear enough to make it? What if you knew that you will make it? You would teach the rest of us what's possible. You would show us how to do it. So show us, my teachers. Show us how to live this life in beauty with yourself and with each other and with this earth that is our home. Welcome home. You got it. You got it.
What an awesome message. Let's give him one more round of applause for your great. Now, Dr. Sells is going to give you some concluding instructions, but I want to quickly remind you that after the conclusion of this event, you're invited to join me for the official Class of 2026 photo and Blue Raider Fan Day in the football stadium. We will be serving some food. And I look forward to seeing you all around campus. Welcome to the best university in the United States of America. Congratulations.
Well, this has been quite an afternoon. We have 2 remaining items on the program. In a minute, I will ask members of the audience to join me in standing for the recessional of the platform party, the deans, and the faculty. And following their departure, we will conclude with some final instructions for the taking of our new student photo on the main floor of the arena. So for now, please join me in standing for the recessional. Dr. Cornish? And so, your first formal academic exercise at your new university is almost concluded. Our tradition is to finish with the MTSU fight song and then to capture a photograph of our newest students, both our new freshmen and our new transfer students. So first, let's finish this part of the celebration here today by having our Band of Blue and our MTSU cheerleaders and dance team lead us in the fight song. The words are on the back of your program. And then I'll give you the final instructions for the new student photo. Let's do it, Professor Cornish. Although our friend Andrew already said these words, I want to say them too. Welcome home. And at this time, I'd like to ask all our parents and family members to remain in their seats as we get ready to take our new student photo. Shortly after the photo is complete, we will have it posted on MTSU social media sites, so you will be able to download a copy of the final image. And as Dr. McPhee said, when we finish, just outside in the football stadium, the athletic department is set up for a fan day celebration, and you are welcome to join that activity before family members say their goodbyes and students begin preparing for class on Monday. So now, all new students, new freshmen and new transfers should leave your seats and use the 4 sets of stairs on the sides to gather with us down here on the main floor. The cheerleaders and the dance team will help our new students get to where they need to be. Thank you for coming today, and Happy New Year.
Members of the class of 2026, please make sure you're making your way to the MTSU logo in the middle of Murphy Center. Do not stand on the logo. Take a position surrounding the logo from all 4 sides. Again.